Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Welcome my dear students of year 2 secondary of Riyadh Salihin. I am Kamal Ahmed and this is a new class in our English course, and today we're going to have a piece of grammar that's as easy as a piece of cake. It's very interesting and it is about the use of gerunds and infinitives. So let's get started. Gerunds. What is a gerund exactly? A gerund is the verb of the ing form. So gerunds are the ing form of a verb. They act like nouns and answer the question what. What do you like doing in your free time? I like reading. Reading is the gerund here. I recommend turning off the lights when you leave the room. Can you have a look? I recommend turning off the lights when you leave the room. Our class enjoys learning about ways to help the environment. The word turning off and the word learning are gerunds. Turning and learning are gerunds. Verb ing. We use gerunds after certain verbs. So there are a group of verbs that we use gerunds just after. And these groups of verbs are advise, begin, can't stand, consider, continue, enjoy, finish, as you can see in the list. Alright? Okay, so can you think of examples? Dozens of examples. I can't stand smoking and smokers. I hate wasting time. Stopping on the street sides is not a good habit. Advising others is Islamic, and dozens of other sentences. Now let's move to another particle of the lesson. So I would like you to have a screenshot of these verbs and study them. Try to memorize them quite well. The other category of our class today is infinitives. When do we use infinitives? An infinitive is to plus the base form of a verb. To attend, to come, to go, to live. These are called infinitives. Like gerunds, infinitives act like nouns and answer the question what. What do you intend to do in the weekend? I intend to visit my relatives. To visit here is the infinitive. Okay. Now we use infinitives after certain verbs. First, let's read the examples. Don't forget to reuse that plastic container. Don't forget to reuse that plastic container. Do they intend to buy a hybrid car? Do they intend to buy a hybrid car? The words to use, to reuse, and to buy are both infinitives. That is, to and the base form of the verb. We use infinitives after certain verbs such as agree, ask, attempt, begin, can't stand, continue, decide, expect, and many others, as you can see on the list. So try again to have a screenshot and memorize these verbs quite well. Now these verbs, the starred ones, can be followed by an object before the infinitive. Like, they want to plant a garden, or they want us to plant a garden. They want us. Us here is an object. Yeah. They asked him to clean the garage. They asked him to clean the garage. Okay? Him is an object and to clean is the infinitive. Okay. Now let's move to some exercises. As you can see here, circle the correct verb forms. Sometimes both the gerund and the infinitives are possible. Since we have already discussed this question, I just want you to have a look and find out about the answers. So, do you want having or to have a positive impact on the environment? After the verb want, I get to have. Okay. I suggest blank these steps a try. After the verb suggest, should we use giving or to give? Of course we use giving. Now here are the answers again. I would like you to read all of the sentences so that you can be convinced and you can realize why we used each form in such a place. Now another exercise is answer the questions with complete sentences. Then discuss your answers. Do you think cars will stop running on gas in the near future? What do you think? Any idea? Well, we've always been repeating that scientists are working on alternative sources of energy, and it's not strange or it's not something weird to see in the near future that all the cars, all the vehicles going and coming to and fro are powered by solar power. It's not a big problem. Yeah, because science gives us more inventions and more applications every day. Now, do you think people will begin to change their habits of consumption? Why and why not? What do you think? Consumption means the using of something, the use of something, consumption. People have habits for consumption. Some people have healthy habits while others don't. Those who have healthy habits of consumption know what they exactly need and they do not exceed in that. They have recyclable, items every end of the week. They have recycled bins, They really want to keep the environment clean. Those who don't have healthy habits of consumption, what do? They litter, they just, leave everything around. They do not care about the environment. They are not interested or concerned whether the environment is going to be a healthy place or not. Matters of international interest like global warming and the melting of the poles do not really interest them. But I believe there is a growing interest in the environment because the problems of pollution are growing and increasing everywhere. So maybe with wise decisions and with wise planning, people will tend to be, more rational and, more wise as far as consumption habits are concerned. Now, question 3, what is something you try to do every day to help the environment? Yes, think it over. Something you do every day to help the environment. Yes, one good student said to me that he started to recycle, especially the plastic bottles, the glass containers. Other students told me that they do not litter. They do not litter at all. They just keep everything in its proper place. And can anybody think of new things to keep the environment clean? Of course, there are dozens of ideas you can think of to keep the environment clean. Now, what is something harmful to the environment that you want to quit doing? Yeah, littering. Personally, I would say littering. Yeah. Also, I'd like to learn how to recycle. I really like to refer to recycling habits. Yeah. Also, I would like to be, someone who buys exactly what he needs and no more. Okay. So, these are these questions for discussions. We have already talked about them and we have already discussed them. And for further practice, I would like you to refer, and I would like you to discuss these items from 5 to 8. Discuss them with your partners, with your parents, so that you can come at grips with new vocabulary items and with new environmental issues, that you find out more about your own habits and those of others, and that you come to realize how important it is to keep our environment clean. Okay, and now let's move to another activity. Rewrite each sentence using the verb in brackets and a gerund or infinitive. Make any other necessary changes. From now on, Jack is going to use only fluorescent light bulbs. Start. Jack is going to start using only fluorescent light bulbs. We're going to set the air conditioner on a timer at night. Plan. So we're planning to set the air conditioner on a timer at night. So if you use the word plan, you simply use the infinitive after. We're planning to set. We're planning to set the air conditioner on a timer at night. I don't really read newspapers. I like reading the news online better. So here we say, I prefer reading newspapers online than reading the paper newspapers. Arya thinks it's a good idea to print on both sides of the paper. So Arya recommends to print on both sides of the paper. Okay. I can't believe I left the lights on again. Here you can say, I keep leaving the lights again and again. I keep leaving the lights on again and again. Okay. Now shifting to the workbook, page 59. Okay. We've got this question. Write the words from the box next to their definitions. Conserve, consumption, crank up, efficient, engine, pesticides, or rather organic and pesticides, plastic, recycle, source, tap water, thermostat. Think of the answers. This is the water you get right out of the sink. Of course, it's the tap water. This is what we do when we turn something up, like the heat or the volume on our radio. We crank up. Now, these are chemicals that farmers use to keep bugs and animals away from the fruits and vegetables they grow. These substances are called pesticides. Pesticides means chemical substances that fight insects. And this is the gauge that controls the temperature of our heat, air conditioning or hot water. We call it hot water heater. We call it a thermostat, right? This is when we try to save something by only using a little of it. We usually do this because there is a limited supply of it and we don't want to waste it. It means to conserve. يرشد يقلل الاستهلاك. And this is a systematic or a synthetic material that we use in place of metal and wood. It's light and difficult to break. It's plastic. It's plastic. Okay? And then we come to exercise E. Jassim decided, write the verb in either its gerund or infinitive form. Of course, this is going to work according to the verb. Yeah. Jassim decided his bike as much as possible to ride. The Smiths are considering getting solar panels. After the word consider, we've got a gerund. Getting solar panels. Number 3. We quit watering our yard during the summer. We quit watering our yard during the summer. Muhammad's planning to get a hybrid car next year. Planning to do something. I advise separating your paper and glass recycling. The government wants us to conserve energy. I expect to have a low energy bill this month. Sarah just finished insulting her hot water heater. We agreed to eat only locally grown vegetables this summer. And with this we've come to the end of our class today. Thank you so much, my dear students, and wishing to meet you soon. Have the best of time.